Hello all, welcome to Off the Wall Movie Reviews. I'm Aubrey, and today I wanted to discuss the film Dr. Sleep, directed by Mike Flanagan and based on a novel written by Stephen King. This film takes place many years after the first film, The Shining. The character Dan Torrance is tasked with protecting a young girl with similar abilities to his own. From the start, I could see what kind of ride that I was in for. We're introduced to a young lady named Violet, who is attacked by a character named Rose the Hat and her clan. Even though the horrors of what happened to Violet takes place off screen, it paints a good picture of what horrors this movie could explore. The audience is then given a taste of what the character Abra is capable of, which makes for good character development. I really enjoyed seeing Danny's character growth. To move on from a traumatic childhood to a troubling adulthood, and to take that pain and use it to self-heal is such a relatable situation. Aside from the character motivation, which I liked, the character building really drew me in. For instance, there was the use of this blackboard painted wall that they used for a way of communicating between two characters. The recruiting ritual, performed by the villains of our story, who go by the name of the True Knot. This brings a good horror element to our movie. I adored all of the scenes with Danny and his involvement with hospice. I really related to someone with such a kindred soul who wanted to do good by someone else. I appreciated all of the terminology the True Knot used to describe other people with extraordinary abilities. They referred to some people as lookers and pushers, and then went into depth on how to engage, whether or not they're food or someone that's worth turning. They also referred to a phase called cycling. Another important thing to storytelling for me is adding stakes, and this movie does that. By showing urgency and placing our characters in devastating scenarios. Another element I want to touch bases with is the cinematography. I think back to the opening shot panning down to a trailer. I thought that was a really unique way of using the lens. The scene where one of our characters is spying on someone in a supermarket. It is mesmerizing. In the same scene, the transition from one space to another and the placement of characters, to me, was immaculate. Then there's this entrancing segment that leads into a bedroom where two characters have a battle of wits. The sound and makeup design in this scene really delivers on terror. I feel this movie has a great three-act structure. There's your world building, then you have a bit of a hunt in the middle, and lastly, you have your showdown. The cast members that stood out to me in this film was Ewan McGregor. I loved the honest and pure-natured temperament he brought to the character Danny. Rebecca Ferguson, she demanded her scenes with fearsomeness. And Kylie Kern, who with gravitas knows how to sell dread through her facial expressions and has range. There's this certain scene where she has to make a certain switch in her character's personality, and it was impressive. To me, this movie leaves the viewer with a good message. It shows the importance of stepping out of your comfort zone. How when someone shows you a good deed, there comes a time when you should pay it forward. Rating this movie on a 5-star rating scale, I'd give it a 5. For me personally, it was my favorite movie of the year 2019. It stuck with me, and I really enjoyed the themes, the horror elements that were sprinkled throughout, and the moral of the story. I was able to take a message from the film. I enjoyed the performances of the film. There were 3 major standouts. The camera work was really phenomenal throughout. It had me in awe quite a bit. I would recommend giving this movie a watch. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. And if you like this content, please click that like button and subscribe. You have a good one.